You do lunch at 2 o'clock. You schedule the class at 1:30 to 3:30. From today, we will do polity, Indian polity, which is there in NCERT. So 6th to 12th, we will be doing the summary. All the topics. If we completed this, my subject polity, you will be complete your NCERT reading. So you no need to look into NCERT. Why? Because I will be giving NCERT polity summary. PDFs I will be providing. So that will be sufficient. And one more doubt is there. That doubt is, sir, NCERT books are changing. NCERT books are changing. So what about the new books? See, no need to worry about the new books. New books is more about the government of the day. It is about Vichardhara of the BJP government, if I tell directly. It is about the ideology of, so that type of questions will not be there in the examination. So no need to worry about that. So anyhow, every time old NCERT is only important, and I am discussing history or other faculties, we discussed, and we are dealing all the old NCERTs, which is very high rich in content. Okay, so don't worry about the new NCERTs. Never. No need to worry about new NCERTs. New NCERTs only that Hindutva is added to that. That's it. Nothing more than that. Like Mughal, some units are removed. Like where there is a glorification of Islam, where there is glorification of Muslims earlier, it was been neutralized now. That is what the difference. If not, you no need to worry about the new NCERTs. We will continue with old NCERT. So coming to the Indian polity class 6 NCERT book, the book name is Social and Political Life 1. In this particular book or in this particular textbook, what is all there? What are all present? First, what we discussed in this particular unit. So 6th class student was being explained about diversity. So 6th class student is coming to know about how or why India is called as diverse country. India is compared to diversities, compared with diversities of other countries, we are more diverse. So we are very much in diverse because of our different races, because of different religion, because of different caste, because of different languages. So we are different in criterias. Because of the different in criterias, we are called as diverse. And we, in spite of our diversity, we are staying or we are living like one unit. In spite of our diversity, we are staying like one unit. We are staying like one group. We are staying like one community. We are identified by one identity, which is called as Indian citizen. So hence called as unity in diversity. So same concept when we talk from America point of view, just more information point of view. When we talk from America point of view, it is called as melting pot. America is called as melting pot of the world. India is called as unity in diversity. What is the difference, sir? The difference is, in India, the diversities are natural. In India, the diversities are natural. We are living in peace with different identities from historical point of view, from the point of unknown, from point where the script was being invented. From that point of time onwards, we are, in spite of our diversity, we are staying together. But whereas America, it is called as melting pot of the world only because very recently when they got excavated, when they got discovered by the Columbus, and North America was being discovered by Columbus. United States of America was being discovered by Columbus. After the discovery of Columbus, first United Kingdom people went and stayed there, German people went and stayed there, French people went and stayed there, and there is a imperialism conflict between French people and British people. In that, French people lost, British people won. Hence, British consolidated the empire, and they are also colonized North America. United States of America is also colonized. It is 13 states. Earlier it was only 13 states. So then onwards what happened? People started living, not only Britishers, not only Germans, not only French people, several other people. We also, after independence, we also started going to America and started living. Hence it is called as melting pot, because the people went to that particular location after a point. But India is called as unity in diversity only because we are united in spite of our differences by nature. Like for example, India is integrated naturally without any agreement. United States of America is integrated by agreement. That is the reason we call it as United States of America. All states united together. India is called as Union of States. We are Union of States. Means by birth we are union. By birth we are together. We are not by agreement, but they are by agreement. You know, when any two people are coming together or discussing, or when two people are coming together and maintaining a relationship because of agreement, that agreement is artificial. But when any two people are coming and staying together in a relationship without any agreement, means it is natural. So India is a natural state. In India, unity and diversity is a natural context. In America, unity and diversity is not a natural context, it's an artificial context. Hence it is called as melting pot, but not Unity in diversity. Why such type of questions? Why India is called as unity in diversity, whereas America is called as melting pot of the world? This is the reason America is called as melting pot of the world. So we are diverse. Diversity. We are geographically diverse. You know, we have peninsular, we have Himalayan mountains, we have Deccan Plateau, we have Ganges, we have Western Ghats, we have desert, we have Jammu and Kashmir, we have Northeast India. So we are geographically diverse. We are not like one country like Bangladesh. Bangladesh is only tropical. Pakistan is only tropical. But we are not only tropical. We are tropical, we are temperate, we are polar, we are desert, we are rainforest. Everything is present in India. So diversity is not only from the point of view of criteria. We are diverse also because of geography. We are diverse because of our religion, several religions. The big religions of Southeast Asia, the big religions of East Asia, like Buddhism, evolved from where? India. The protagonist or Protestant religions like Jainism evolved from where? India. They evolved in India, their birth happened in India, but spread to Southeast Asia and East Asia. So different religions we have. Yes, Hinduism is also not local of India. Hinduism is also migrated. There is a theory which tells that Aryan theory. Aryan theory tells that the people of Middle East Asia, mainly Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, here the people of Aryan clan were been there. These people came to India. When they visited India, they also brought Hinduism with them. So Hinduism is also not part of India. Islam is also not part of India. Christianity is also never part of India. Then what is part of India, sir? Tribal communities are part of India. What are part of India? Tribes are the original citizens of the country. Adi Manav is the original citizen of the country. The tribe is the original citizen of India, and what the religion they have, that is the indigenous. Indigenous means local. That is the indigenous religion of India. So we are diverse by geography, we are diverse by religion, we are diverse by language, we are diverse by region, we are diverse by caste, we are diverse by gender. 2 genders are there. So there is diversity. Different religions we have. So when there is diversity, what will be there? When there is diversity, there will be difference. If there is difference, then only we will call it as diversity. When there is difference, some form of inequality will evolve, yes or no? When there is difference, first rank, 10th rank. First rank, 10th rank. Some difference I will see or not? Some difference I will see. So whenever there will be difference, some form of inequality will evolve. So differences and diversities sometimes evolve into inequality. Differences evolves into discrimination. Discrimination is nothing but unequal treatment. Inequality has been evolved. The caste system is another example of inequality. Society was divided into different groups, different communities. So India is a diverse country. I am telling to a 6th class student. First you understand that India is diverse. Then unity in diversity. We are, in spite of our differences, we are united. How, sir? In our ancient India, we discussed about, anyone? In ancient India, one term, Sarva Dharma Samabhava. In ancient India, in our Vedic literature, there is a slogan called as Sarva Dharma Samabhava. Means all dharmas are same. All dharmas should be treated equally. Sarva Dharma Samabhava. It is there in our ancient India. Equality. There might be different dharmas. Dharma means religion. There might be different religions, but we have to stay equally. In medieval India also, Akbar told, Din Ilahi. Akbar told, Din Ilahi. His philosophy is Din Ilahi. Din Ilahi. What is the meaning of Din Ilahi? All the religions are equal before the eyes of Sultan is called as Din Ilahi. Akbar belongs to which age? Ancient, medieval or modern? Medieval. In our modern India, under Article 26, 27, 28, what it is written, 25, 26, 27, 28, secular articles. In our constitution also we discussed about all religions are equal. So India is secular. So we are united not today. We are united not just because of constitution. We are united why? Because it is present in our genesis. We are staying together because it is present in our genesis. We are united by our history. We are united by our ancient history. We are united by our medieval India. We are united by our medieval history. We are united by our kings. We are united by our literature. Hence, we are naturally born country which is living together. Hence, our cultural heritage. Hence, our cultural heritage is unity in diversity. Hence, our cultural heritage is unity in diversity. That is our cultural heritage. Heritage means we are proud. Heritage means I am proud about my thing. So what is your thing? My culture is my thing. In culture, what is your thing? Unity in diversity. If someone asks in UPSC interview, why you are proud of being an Indian? Yes sir, I am proud to be an Indian because in India when one person is climbing or growing, another person will push down. In India we are proud because of our cultural history. What is our cultural history? We are united in spite of differences. We are united in spite of diversity. So unity in diversity which makes me proud to be a Indian. That is the best answer. If someone asks you outside, why you are proud of being an Indian? It is not constitution, nothing. It is because of unity in diversity. In spite of our differences, in spite of our inequalities, in spite of our color, in spite of whatever it may be, we are united. So 6th class student will feel, yes, I am proud in this country because of he got the reason. He got the reason that why he should feel proud to be an Indian is, it is mainly because of unity in diversity. Our Indian national flag was used as symbol of protest against the British by people everywhere. Jawaharlal Nehru in his book Discovery of India says about Indian unity. He coined the term called as unity in diversity to describe the country. So for the first time the unity in diversity was been written in which book? Discovery of India by Jawaharlal. India's national anthem composed by Rabindranath Tagore is another expression of unity of India. Why? Because it discussed about different rivers which is flowing. It discussed about different mountains which are present. It discussed about different colors which are present in India. It discussed about different languages which are present in India. It discussed about different religions which are present in India. So unity in India, unity in diversity is present everywhere. It is present in national anthem. It is present in national song. It is present in the book Discovery of India which is written by. In essay also it will be useful. While writing an essay, something like India is developing country, but however it is undeveloped in some aspects. So we will write, whatever it may be, India is developed in my context mainly because of unity and diversity. We might be economically poor when compared to America. We might be economically poor when compared to China, but in spite of our differences, we are staying together. That is the beauty of India. Like that catchy type of statement you can, diversity and discrimination. So where there is diversity, what is there? Discrimination is there. How discrimination will be there? There are some terms which are used like what? Prejudices. Prejudices. What is prejudices? You know, in Indian village. In our Indian village, what will happen? Prejudices will be there. Your birth happened in Dalit community. Your birth happened in SC community. You have to come and work in my home. Why? Because your birth happened in that particular caste group. There are not. Prejudices. A prejudgment. Judging itself is wrong. So there is a prejudgment. Oh, your birth happened in this caste, this fellow will be like this. Your birth happened in this religion, this person will be like this. Your birth happened in this particular state, these people will be rude. Yes or no? Prejudices. How there will be discrimination evolves because of prejudices. Oh, your father is a rickshaw puller, so this person will be like this only. Why it is so? It is because of prejudices. Means to judge other people negatively or see them as inferior. With a prejudgment, I judged already. By the caste, by the religion, by the region, I judged. Prejudices. Stereotype. Stereotype mentality. Stereotype mentality means fixed mentality. Oh, these people, old city. When we go to old city, these people will behave like this. A stereotype mentality will be established. Yes or no? When that mentality is fixed, whether we will discriminate or not. Oh, village people will be like this only. We are urban people, village people will talk like this only. Village people are uncivilized. Whether the type of thing will be there in our present, in our mind or not, that is called as stereotype of thinking. If that is fixed in our mind, that concept is called a stereotype. If stereotype is present, it leads to discrimination or not. So if there is prejudices, leads to discrimination. If there is stereotype, it leads to discrimination. So this plus this leads to discrimination. Religion, language, region, economic background. Dalit is a term that people belonging to the so-called lower caste is to address themselves. Dalit, who are lower caste people, example I am telling you. Oh, this person is a Dalit person, this person is a scheduled caste person, or this person is an ST, this person is a scheduled tribe person. Whether we will have, or our Indian society had fixed some prejudices, our Indian society has fixed some stereotype or not. So where there is stereotype, where there is prejudices, leads to discrimination. Prejudices plus stereotype leads to what? Discrimination. This I am telling you. So discrimination will not come just because of diversity. Discrimination is not the result just because of diversity. In diversity there are some stereotypes, in diversity there are some prejudices. So when there is prejudices, when there is stereotype, it leads to caste system is one thing. The best example to prove that there is discrimination is caste system. Fourfold classification of caste system: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. In our Indian society, 4 castes are there: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. The Brahmanas are the so-called upper castes. The Shudras are so-called lower caste. The Kshatriyas are called as warrior class. The Vaishyas class are called as business class. It is divided into 4-fold classification. Your birth happened in Shudra caste. You cannot take water from the common well. Your birth happened in the Shudra caste. You cannot sit with all the students in the classroom. You have to sit on the floor. The caste system is the best model. Sir, can you give me any example today of the caste system? Intercaste marriages. Whatever is allowed, but what is not allowed? Intercaste marriages are not allowed. Why? Nowadays, 21st century father, 21st century mother, what the 21st century mother will tell to the software daughter or software son: I know you are not going to listen to me. You marry of your wish. I know if I stop also I cannot stop. But you marry. But please remember that you have to marry at least from our caste. Caste system is prevailing everywhere. The caste system is the best example of discrimination. The caste system is the best example of prejudices. The caste system is the best example of stereotype. B.R. Ambedkar, the father of Indian Constitution, he himself was a sufferer of caste system. He himself suffered untouchability. He himself was not allowed to touch. People did not touch him. He had written the Constitution of India. Why? Because he himself was the sufferer. Advocated what? Equality. We are also human beings like you. Why there is untouchability? Why there is no civil rights? Why I cannot get education? Why I cannot get drinking water? Why I cannot sit in the public park? Why I cannot sit with all the people in the bus? So in order to address the discrimination, in order to ensure equality, the father of Indian Constitution had written a beautiful constitution which mentions or which advocates equality and justice. So in 6th class student, I am telling him that we are happy because of our diversity and we are unhappy because of our discrimination. The discrimination can be caste, the discrimination can be religion, the discrimination can be anything. So 2 things: I am proud because of unity and diversity. At the same time, I am unhappy because of discrimination which is associated in our Indian society. And who discussed about the discrimination and who want to remove the discrimination is B.R. Ambedkar. Known leader of the Dalit, fought for their rights, born into the Mahar caste, considered untouchables in the Bombay presidency, first person to complete college and went to England to become a lawyer. Later he was converted to Buddhism in his search for a religion that treated all members equally. B.R. Ambedkar. Striving for equality. So in that particular constitution, what we strived for? In that constitution, we strived for equality. We gave paramount importance to what? Equality. Yes, all human beings born equal. All human beings born equal. No human being is superior to another human being. Why? Because everyone is a human being. In our Constitution of India, by the fundamental rights, we are ensuring what? Right to equality. There should not be any discrimination based upon caste, religion, creed, race, sex, place of birth. Article 14, right to equality. Article 15, no discrimination based upon religion, race, caste, place of birth and gender. Article 16, right to equality in public opportunity. Article 17, no untouchability. Article 18, abolition of titles. Why? Because why I should give separate title to you? I want to treat everyone samely. So no title. So Article 14 to 18 talks about what? Right to equality. The right to equality is the paramount which is present in our Indian Constitution, which is ensuring that because of diversity there should not be. Diversity is there because of which we are proud, but that diversity should not lead to discrimination. India became a nation in 1947. Our leaders were concerned about different kinds of inequalities that existed. Constitution of India, a document that laid down the rules by which nation would function. Those who wrote the Constitution were aware of the ways in which discrimination practiced in our society and how people had struggled against this, and only one big sin was been constitutionally eliminated. What is that sin? Untouchability. So in the Constitution itself they kept. There was a debate. Why only untouchability we have to put in Constitution? Everything we will make a law and we will ban all. Why only untouchability? Then B.R. Ambedkar told, see, one human not touching another human because of caste. It is the worst form of discrimination which is present in the world. One human being not touching the another human being because of the caste is the worst form of discrimination which is present in the world. So about this it should be banned not only in the law but also it should be present in the Constitution. So a practical and real example of discrimination, a practical and real example of prejudices, a real example of stereotype. Leaders set out a vision and goals in the Constitution to ensure that all people are considered equal. That is the reason in the Constitution, Article 14, Article 15, Article 16, Article 17, Article 18 talks about right to equality. Now you have to tell me, Article 14, right to equality. Remember like this, first equality. Next, no discrimination. 15th is no discrimination. Based upon what? RR, religion, race, caste, gender, place of birth. 5 things will be there. Article 15. Article 16, employment. Equality in opportunities in public employment. Equality of opportunities in public employment. Article 16. 17, no untouchability. 18, abolition of. So our Constitution of India address the inequality which was been prevailing. When there is equality, what will be there? Justice will be there. You know why we give reservation? We give reservation that all people are not equal. First we give them equality. We will make them everyone equal. When everyone is equal, then we can give justice easily. Why? Because now everyone is equal. So first we have to make what? Equality. When there is equal society, then we can ensure justice. Without equality, we cannot ensure justice. న్యాయం న్యాయం ఇవ్వాలి అంటే మొదటగా సమానంగా ఉండాలి. సమానంగా ఉంటేనే కదా న్యాయంగా ఇచ్చేది. సమానంగా లేనప్పుడు న్యాయం ఎలా ఇస్తాం మనం? అప్పుడు మళ్ళీ న్యాయం కూడా సుపీరియర్ న్యాయం, ఇన్ఫీరియర్ న్యాయం ఉంటుంది. సుపీరియర్ జస్టిస్ అండ్ ఇన్ఫీరియర్ జస్టిస్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ ద ఈక్వాలిటీ అండ్ జస్టిస్ బోత్ గో హ్యాండ్ ఇన్ హ్యాండ్. Without equality, there cannot be justice. Without justice, there cannot be equality. Prelims point of view, statement wise. Equality and justice both are interdependent. Number 2, equality and justice both are different. Equality is important and not justice. Justice is important but not equality. What is equality and justice? Both are interdependent. In order to address that equality, when there is equality, then only I can ensure what? Justice. In order to move towards justice, I need to have equality. So for the sake of equality, what I have? I have the preamble, constitution which is started by preamble. It is not about preamble, that is 7th class NCERT will be there, but entering into the constitution. So in order to ensure equality, what we have? We have constitution. And the constitution beginning with, so there is something called as government. Second unit, first unit completed. Second unit summary, what it is telling about. 6th class NCERT book, they talks about government. So 6th class student want to know about government. We will be listening about government. What is this government, sir? Government means executive. English meaning of executive means who do, who does, who be on action, who perform is executive. I am an executive means I perform. I am into action. I will implement. I am the person who do is called as executive. For every country there will be three bodies, mainly three bodies will be there. Other bodies will be there, but more important bodies are these three: executive, legislature, judiciary. The first important body is legislature, who make the law. Chattam. Legislature means chatta sabalu. Who make the law is called as legislature. Rule of law. They make law. What the executive will do? Oh, legislature made the law. So who will implement it? Executive will implement it. Action. Implementer. Who is the implementer? Executive. Whether the executive is implementing according to the law or not, who will be checking? Judiciary. Hey, you executive, you are not implementing according to the law. I will give one. Who? Judiciary. So there will be three organs: executive, judiciary and legislature. So which is in the motion, which is in the action, which is in the motion, which is in the action is executive. Executive is called as government. Who is government? In central it is called as Prime Minister, head of Council of Minister. At state government it is called as Chief Minister, who is head of Council of Minister. Not one man. So Council of Minister headed by Chief Minister. Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister. That is called as government. So central government means what? A 6th class student came to a conclusion that executive means Council of Minister headed by Prime Minister, Council of Minister headed by Chief Minister. Every country needs a government to make decisions and get things done. Decisions about building roads, schools, how to reduce the price of commodities when they are too expensive. The system is under function. The system is performing mainly because of government. So government will make the roads, government will make the schools to function, the government will reduce the prices of the goods, the government will be responsible for the functioning of the hospitals. So the complete working of a country will be dependent upon executive. If executive is not there, means if government is not there, the country will come to a standstill. Why? Because there will be no person to take the action. So who is going to take the action? Government. Government means who is taking the action. Ways to increase electricity supply, action on social issues, also a job of protecting the boundaries of the country and maintaining peaceful relationship with other countries. Courts are also part of the government. Ensure facilities for citizens levels of government. Courts are part of government means salaries will be paid to them by the income which is generated by government. Government will be collecting the revenue, government will be collecting the taxes. So the functioning body, the body which is in action is called as government. Government is called as Council of Minister headed by Prime Minister or Council of Minister which is headed by Chief Minister. Laws and the government. Next is legislature. What is legislature? So there is executive, there is legislature, there is judiciary. Executive means government of the day, who make the system work, who make the system functions, who makes the actions to be happened is executive. Who is legislature? Who makes the laws. How the government should run, how the country should run will be decided by whom? Legislature. Rules and regulations are inevitable. I am a human being. According to Aristotle, every human being is self-interested man. Every human being is selfish man. Every selfish man will be in conflict with another man. Why? Because another man is also a selfish man. So when both selfish mans are there, he want, I want, he want, I want. So both will be in conflict. So all the selfish people came together one day, on fine day. So I know you are selfish, I am also selfish, this person is also selfish. So how many days we will fight man? Another selfish man. Okay, then what we will do? We will come to a conclusion. We will make rules and regulations. Everyone will follow these rules and regulations. We will reach our selfish. But how? By following rules and regulations. Then who will make these rules and regulations? Who is good selfish man in this? Only 4 or 5 are there. They are selfish only, but good selfish man. So 4 or 5 good selfish man we will select, and this 4 or 5 good selfish man will make rules and regulations. So now all the selfish man will follow this rules and regulations, so that when they are selfish also, but how they are following the rules and regulations. There is certainty. If he is working for himself, but still there is certainty. In that way, the legislature came into existence. So the legislature will be making rules and regulations. That only posh, it is called as legislation. Rules and regulations is also called as legislation. Chattalu. Legislature ante chatta sabalu. Chatta sabalu cheseve chattalu. Legislatures ఏం చేస్తారు? Legislations చేస్తారు. Legislations means law. So those laws will be implemented by whom? The government, executive. So there is an inherent relationship between the government and the legislature. So whatever the government will do according to the rules made by the legislature. So both are separate. That is the reason there will be no conflict of interest. How? If government is also legislature, what will happen? They will make rules according to their own. So legislature is a separate body like parliament. Government is a separate body like what? Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister. When I myself a implementer, I myself a rule maker. I myself a government, I myself a rule maker. I myself a legislature, I myself executive. Then what I will do? Whoever keeps their vehicle in no parking zone, 10,000 rupees fine, except me. Except me. Why? Because I am making law. At the same time, I will also suffer. So what I will do? 10,000 fine for everyone who is keeping his vehicle in no parking zone, except that problem will be there. So what the system made? The system had separated executive and legislature. Oh, so 6th class student came to a conclusion that, acha. So legislature is one particular body who will make the rules. Executive is another body which will implement the laws. So two are different bodies. When two are different bodies, there will be no conflict of interest. So a rational, scientific, independent law will be made. Rational, scientific, independent implementation of laws will be in that way. The only way government can function is by making laws. And everyone in the country has to follow this. Government has power to make decisions and enforce it by following what? Laws. So there are two types of government. Acha, oho. So government will implement the laws made by the legislature. The government will implement the laws made by the legislature. So how many governments are there, sir? Two types of governments are there. Different varieties of governments are there. But in the 6th class, we are discussing only two types of governments. One is called as democracy, other is called as monarchy. Others are there like oligarchy, different governments are there. I will be telling in the due course. Democracy, monarchy. Democracy, a government will be formed. A government will be formed. The implementers will be formed. The people who are going to work, the people who are going to function, the people who are going to perform is going to form by people's vote. People are going to identify. Then what happened? Okay. So in this all selfish people, four good selfish people we identified. Now we also have the duty. So this laws made by these four good selfish people, who should implement it? Oh, there should be another body. Search for another little bit good selfish people. So again they searched for another four people according to the consensus. And these four good selfish people are called as now executive, government. So these four good selfish people will implement the laws made by these four good selfish lawmakers. So law is made here, implemented here. So if that four good selfish people who are being made as executive, if they are decided by the people, it is called as democracy. If decided by the father, if decided by the blood, it is called as monarch. If decided by the father, if my birth happened to this father, then I will become the ruler. If my birth happened in this blood, then I will be the ruler. If my birth happened in this family, then I will be the... So monarchy, which is run by the family. Monarchy which is run by the individual, monarchy which is run by the blood, monarchy which is hereditary. Democracy by the people. Democracy by the people. People are deciding who is going to rule them. People are going to decide who is going to be the executive. People are going to decide that who is going to be the government. That is called as democracy. So two forms of governments are there generally, commonly across the world. One is called as monarchy, other is called as democracy. Example of democracy, India. Example of democracy, India. Example of monarchy, Kim Jong-un of North Korea. The big dinosaur, fat fellow, Kim Jong-un, North Korea. He is a monarch. So there is monarch, there is democratic government. Acha, aha. So 6th class student understood. Acha, okay sir, I got it now. So this is monarchy and this is democracy. Sir, can you tell me about any democratic country other than India? 6th class book, it is mentioned about Africa. Africa is notorious. English meaning of notorious is badly famous. Famous, but famous because of bad things. Famous, but famous because of bad things. like Ram Gopal Varma. Famous, but famous because of wrong things, wrong ideas. If really we follow his ideas, the society will collapse. All people will be selfish people. When all people are crudely selfish people, what will happen? Everyone want, I will only become the ruler. Why I will make him ruler? I will only become ruler. Society is not like that. Africa, badly notorious. Why, sir? There is a regime called as apartheid regime. What is this apartheid regime? Apartheid regime. So based upon the color, based upon the race, based upon the color, based upon the race, if there is highest level of discrimination is called as apartheid. How? People are distincted, people are differentiated, people are discriminated, like black people should walk on the road made for them. White people walk on the big road. There are separate schools for black people. There are separate schools for white people. There are separate toilets for black people. There are separate toilets for white people. There are separate cabins for white people. There are separate cabins for... In that way, when they are discriminated by law, are you getting my thing? It is discriminated by law. Law is telling that. South African law, before independence 1994, there are laws which are called as apartheid laws, which legally enforced that yes, you are black people, no, you have to sit down. That particular legally enforced discrimination is called as apartheid. Legally enforced means legally accepted. No one can stop. If a police person came and black man went, see this white man is discriminating me, then he will open the apartheid law. According to the law, correct only, you are black man, you sit down. No enforcement. So legally, when there is discrimination is called as apartheid. By a law, if there is a discrimination is called as apartheid, which is experienced in South Africa. So what happened? Huge apartheid, black people are majority, white people are minority, but minority people were been discriminating black people. There is also a national movement in Africa on the inspiration from Indian national movement. Nelson Mandela evolved as a leader, advocating non-violence. He went to jail. Nelson Mandela went to jail. In 1992, he came out, and another 2 years he fought for independence. In 1994, they got independence, and the first democratically elected government was being formed in South Africa. The people elected a person called as, within themselves, as the president of South Africa, called as Nelson Mandela. Once he told that, the milk which I consumed from my mother's breast, the quantity of milk which I consumed from my mother's breast is less in quantity when compared to the urine which I consumed of white men in the jail. A form of discrimination. They made to drink the urine also. That much discrimination he faced. Finally, in 1992, he was out. From 1992 to 1994, again he went into national movement. 1994, elections happened, independence was declared, elections happened, and people elected Nelson Mandela as a democratically elected leader. India is a democracy. It's a result of long and eventful struggle of the Indian people. People struggle for a democracy in other places of the world also. Case of South Africa. So not only India, but also South Africa. The African National Congress, a group of people who led the struggle against the apartheid, and their most well-known leader Nelson Mandela fought the apartheid system several years. Finally, in 1994, South Africa got the independence. Immediately after the independence, elections was being conducted, and people elected the freedom fighter as the leader of, or the head of, democratically elected government in South Africa. South Africa became a democratic country in which people of all races are considered equal. Main features of democracy is that people have the power to elect their own leaders. In representative democracy, democracy is ruled by the people who do not participate directly, but instead those their representatives through an election process. So through election process, they will be electing a person like MPs. And MPs will elect one person as their leader, or in our country, Prime Minister. In South Africa, it is President. Why? Because South Africa is a presidential form of government and India is a prime ministerial form of government. Then what happened? Oh, that is democracy. In 6th class student is asking, sir, okay sir, in democracy, what are all present? In democracy, what are all are present? In democracy, universal adult franchise means what? 18 years and above. Any citizen of the country will be having equal rights to participate in the election process. That is called as universal adult franchise. So in democracy, what is present? Universal adult franchise. Any person whose age is more than 18 years have the legal power to vote, not to contest, to vote in the election procedure, to vote in the democratic procedure of the country. That is called as universal adult franchise. There is something called as universal adult suffrage. There is something called as universal adult suffrage. What is this universal adult suffrage? You don't believe. Till 1920, there is no voting rights in United States of America. Till 1928, there is no voting rights for women in UK. Women doesn't have voting rights in the most developed countries in the world like UK and US. Universal adult suffrage means irrespective of the gender, both male and female are having equal rights to participate in the election procedure. That is called as universal adult suffrage. Universal adult franchise means 18 years and above should get voting rights irrespective of their religion, race, caste, place of birth and gender. Universal adult suffrage means there should not be any discrimination based upon gender. That is universal adult suffrage. This is with respect to no discrimination on women. This is with respect to 18 plus vote. The meaning is very important. Universal adult suffrage, universal adult franchise. Vote for better India. All adults in the country is allowed to vote. Before independence, only a small minority was allowed to vote, and they therefore come together to determine the fate of the majority. Several people, including Gandhiji, in a writing in the Journal of Young India in 1931, said about this unfairness, were shocked at this unfairness and demanded that all adults have the right to vote. After the Constitution of India, under Article 324 to 329, mainly under Article 324, universal adult franchise, universal adult suffrage was been ensured. Means to vote, what is necessity? Vote, what is necessity? 18 years. Whatever may be the caste, whatever may be the religion, whatever may be the place of birth, whatever may be the gender, irrespective of all this, only one condition, you should be a adult. Votes for women. See here, American women got the right to vote in 1920. UK women got the right to vote on the same terms as men some years later in 1928. The symbol of development, the symbol of civilization, the symbol of industrialization, the symbol of urbanization, those countries only, they gave voting rights to their women in US 1920, and UK is more developed than US at that time. UK gave voting rights to women in the year 1920. And we are far more proud, we are far more better. Why? Because immediately after independence we gave equal voting rights to our women. But when the independence of America, 1784, and when they gave the voting rights, 1920. When our independence, 1947. When we gave voting rights, immediately we gave voting rights. So proportionately, who are more great? We are more great. You got IAS in 6th attempt, I got IAS in 1st attempt. That is, so you got independence in 1784, you gave voting rights in 1920. I got independence in 1947, I gave voting rights immediately. All over Europe and USA, women and the poor have had to fight for participation in. Women's struggle to vote got strengthened during First World War. This movement is called as women's suffrage movement. As the term suffrage usually means right to. The suffragettes demanded the right to vote for all women. The suffragettes who were been asking for why you won't give vote. My birth happened in woman gender, so what? Why I should not vote? So lot of movements happened. Finally in 1920 USA women got, and 1928 UK women. Key elements of democratic government. Okay, sir. Next. These are the things which, okay, like this the voting will happen. So what are the things will present in the government? What are the things which will be present in democratic government? Mainly, people's participation. People should come to the polling booth. People should come to the polling booth and they have to participate in the polling. People's participation. What are the elements which are present in democratically elected government is people's party. Resolution of conflict. If any problem is there, this resolution of the conflict should be amicable. So it is not one person sitting on the top who deliver, like Akbar, Mughal empires. Whatever the coming from their mouth, that is a law. If one person is there, if that person think that he is a culprit, really he might not be. But if I think he is a culprit, he is a culprit. He will get punishment. So no proper resolution of conflict. In democracy, what will be there? There will be a proper resolution of equality and justice. What will be ensured in democratically elected government? Equality and justice. You know, the two strong pillars for mankind, the two strong pillars which human being have by his birth, any baby, newborn baby have by birth is equality and justice. Every man, every woman, every man on the earth born equal, and they ensure justice. That is their human right. That is a human being right, which is called as human right. It is not a fundamental right, it is more than a fundamental right. Ensuring for equality and ensuring for justice is more than fundamental right. Why? Because it's a basic right. It is a basic right. Why? Because I am also a human being like you. Then how you can tell me I am not equal? Then I will tell you that you are not. How you can deny me justice? I will deny you justice. So justice and equality are part and parcel of the birth. Equality and justice are part and parcel of the natural birth. Oh, so 6th class student is understanding. Acha, okay, today sir told that everyone are equal. So 6th class boy will go to the home and the mother have only one egg. Daughter, son is there. After the class immediately, mother gave egg to the son, 6th class son. Daughter is 8th class, Telugu medium. Son is 6th class, English medium. So he learned NCERT. Then what he did, he cut the egg into 2 pieces and gave it to the mother. After the, then mother asked, what you are doing? No, it's equality and justice. Today only I read. So I have to give them and you should also give them. Key elements of democratic government. People's participation, resolution of conflicts and equality, and all governments are elected for fixed periods in India, 5 years. Elections are held once in 5 years. So guarantee will be there, clarity will be there. The government is responsible for helping people to resolve conflicts. The Indian constitution is based on the basic rules or laws that have to be followed by everyone. Everyone should follow it, means equality. Basic rules and regulations are being made by the constitution so that everyone should follow. Everyone should follow means equality. Everyone should follow means equality. If anyone is not following means justice will be ensured. These laws are for both the government and the people. Not only for the people, it is for the government also. So you are not the supreme power. These laws are for you also. Government also should follow and the people also should be followed. Conflict and difference have to be resolved according to this laws. So conflict resolution is according to the laws. People's participation. People should participate in all the elections. SC, ST, mainly women, SC, ST, women, minorities, everyone should become part of election procedure. Then what happened? All the people's aspiration person will become the government. So that person will work for all the people. For example, I got voted and I got the information that this one particular community did not voted completely, but I won the elections. Then what will be there in my mind? So these people anyhow did not voted for me. I will not work for these people. So indirectly there will be injustice will be given to them indirectly. So what we have to ensure in people's participation, all the communities should follow, all the communities should participate in the election process. People's participation. Participate by taking an interest in the working of the government and criticizing it when required. Ways of expressing dharnas. People should participate again, not only in voting. When we don't like the policy of the government, people also should participate in criticizing the government policies. People also should participate in dharna. People also should participate in non-violent demonstrations. People should show their agitation. Agitations are the beauty of democracy. So people's participation means not only in voting procedure, people participation means in agitation also, in non-violent agitation. People's participation in non-violent agitation, people's participation in dharnas. Dharna, people immediately, if small dharna is there, first they will go near where? Bus. They will search for bus. A red bus, innocent bus will be coming. The people will go. They will break the glasses, then they will burn the tires, then satisfied that dharna has been done. So people's participation means non-violent dharnas. People participation means non-violent demonstrations. People's participation means voting. So it is not only about following the making the government, it is also criticizing the government. If anyone is having the question or doubt, sir, in our answers, whether we have to support the government or not, if anyone have the doubt, here you got the answer. In democracy, this is democracy. What is the main trait, main characteristics? People should participate in what? Not only in forming the government, but also in criticizing the government. So you can also criticize the government in your answer, but if it is logically correct. If it is logically, for example, farmers' bill. When lot of farmers are agitating, yes, government should withdraw it. Why? Because we make the laws for the people and the people are itself is agitating, then why you are not going back with farmers' law? Happened no, 2 years back. People's participation. Need to resolve conflicts. How to resolve the conflicts? Conflicts are common. Where the people are there, there will be conflict. Why? Because every man is selfish. Conflict occur when people of different backgrounds do not get along with each other or when they feel discriminated against, so there will be conflict. When I think that you are not treating me equally, when I think that you are not giving me justice, then obviously I will have a conflict with you. So conflict is a common phenomenon. See, having conflict is not a problem. Remember this. With your friends also. If your two friends are in conflict, if two friends are fighting, is not a big thing, common thing. So for that conflict, what we need to have? A resolution. But what our people will do there? I will not talk with you. Lifelong. They will keep phone switch off. They will run away. People may use violent means to settle their differences. Government is responsible for helping their resolves, to resolve their conflicts. Religious processions and celebrations, police role should be there. Like when the two processions are happening, let them have the procession. It's the responsibility of the police. Both should not fight. Both should go in a different directions. Both should not come together. These all things, who should take care? Police should. Rivers issues among states like river Kaveri, river dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So dispute is there, conflict is there, but how to solve it? By a law. Conflicts will be there, but how to solve it? By a resolution. In a democracy, the beauty is conflicts will be resoluted. Conflicts will be resolved by the laws. So in democracy, three things are there in the NCERT 6th class book, prelims point of view. If directly from NCERT question, from NCERT book, in democracy, what are the characteristics which will be present? Number 1, people's participation. Number 2, conflict resolution mechanism. Number 3, equality and justice. Equality and justice. As I told you in the beginning, equality ensure justice, justice ensure equality. We cannot think equality different, justice is different. Both are inherently interdependent on each other. Both are inherently, means internally, interdependent on each other. We cannot see equality differently, we cannot see justice differently. Both will go hand in hand. Both are inseparable, means together. Both are inseparable, means both are together. Government makes special provisions for groups within society that are unequal, promote justice by providing special provisions. Promote justice by promoting special provisions. What are the special provisions? Like reservations. They are not equal. See the literacy rate of general category, 80% is there. See the literacy rate of SC, 30% is there. Are they equal? No. Then how you can tell the justice can be delivered? So first what we have to do, this 30 we have to make 80. For that what I will do? I will give reservations. So till they reach 80. Once they reach, I will remove the reservations. Why? Because in order to ensure justice, first there should be equality and justice. Both should go hand in hand. Yes, today also the general category literacy rate is very high when compared to the ST community or SC community. Then obviously the reservation should be given. Why? Because we can ensure justice when they are equal. In order to make them equal, I have to give them special provisions. What are the special provisions? Till which time you will give, sir? Till they become equal. Why, sir? Why? Because I have to ensure justice. Sequence, you got? Local government. Okay. Then 6th class student is asking, sir, fine, government. I heard sometimes local government, Panchayati Raj administration. What is this Panchayati Raj system, sir? What is this local panchayats? So local panchayats are inherent part of our Indian society. Local panchayats are our inherent part of our Indian society. It is present since Cholas. It is present since Cholas. Cholas are ancient India. It is present in our Chola dynasty also. What is that? Laws will be made, rules will be made at the local level. Local government will be formed. The people will sit together. Grama Sabha will be formed of all the adults of the village. They sit together. They come up with some resolution. They come up with some rules and regulations. That rules and regulations is called as laws. That particular body which is making rules and regulations is called as Grama Sabha. So who will be implementing it? Gram Panchayat. So Gram Panchayat is what? Executive. Gram Sabha is called as legislature. Same. Gram Sabha is called as legislature. Gram Panchayat is called as, sir, what is Gram Panchayat, sir? All the ward members together, headed by Sarpanch, is called as Gram Panchayat. In a village, ward member will be there, no? All the ward members plus Sarpanch as the head of ward members. All the council of ministers headed by prime minister. All the ward members headed by sarpanch. Gram panchayat. Gram panchayat means council of minister. Gram panchayat means same. Grama Sabha, law, parliament is Grama Sabha. Who are parliamentarians? All the MPs are parliamentarians. Who are Grama Sabha members? All the adults whose name is present in the electoral college of the village. What is that? Voter list. Whose name is there in the voter list? They all are part of Grama Sabha. They all will make law. They all will make resolution. That resolution will be implemented by Gram Panchayat. In village, Grama Sabha will be there. People will go and sit. Then Sarpanch will stand and he will tell, recently we got 5 lakhs rupees. Tell me what we will do with 5 lakhs rupees. One will tell sanitation, another will tell school, another will tell road. Okay, we will have a voting. How many you want roads? 30%. How many we want sanitation? 40%. How many we want school? 30%. So maximum is sanitation, 40%. So 5 lakhs I will use for who made the law? Who made the decision? Gram Sabha made. Now this sanitation will be constructed by whom? Gram Panchayat. Who will be constructing the sanitation? Gram Panchayat. Acha, in this way, the local bodies will function. It is a meeting of all adults who live in the area covered by an panchayat. This would be only one village or a few villages. In some states, village meeting is held for each village. Anyone who is 18 years old or more and who has the right to vote is a member of Grama Sabha. Right to vote means I have a voter card. I have voter card means I am present in the electoral college list. Voter list. Technically called as electoral college. In normal language it is called as voter list. What our people will tell? Elections are happening. Our person will come, give me the voter list. Voter list, 3,000 rupees, one full bottle, one sari. So they will make like this based upon the voter list. Every village panchayat is divided into wards. There is small areas. Each ward member elects a representative known as ward member. These all ward members headed by sarpanch is called as Gram Panchayat. And the members who are 18 years and above are called as Grama Sabha. Resolutions will be made in the Grama Sabha. Those resolutions will be implemented by Gram Panchayat. That clarity if you have, the class is successful. You got it? What is Gram Panchayat? What is Gram Sabha? If you understand these two, class is successful. Gram Panchayat means ward members plus sarpanch is called as Gram Panchayat. Grama Sabha means 18 years and above and whose name is present in the electoral college list is called as Gram Sabha. Grama Sabha is equivalent to legislature. Gram Panchayat is equivalent to executive. Implementer is Gram Panchayat. Policy maker is Gram Sabha. Grama Sabha. Every Gram Panchayat has a secretary who is also the secretary of Grama Sabha, who will make a list. 30% who voted for roads, 30% who voted for school, 40% who voted for sanitation. They will make a list. So one person everything should be noted, no? So that person who is making a write-up, that person who is making the record is called as secretary, Panchayat secretary. He is called as Panchayat secretary. He will be working like a secretary. How? Central government will be having secretary, cabinet secretary, principal secretary, secretary to Ministry of Home Affairs, etc., etc. Similarly, for every Gram Panchayat, there will be a secretary. And that secretary duty is what? Everything he will be making a note. Why? Because note will be for a record. If something happens, there is a record. That record will be maintained by Panchayat secretary. So Panchayat secretary is an official. Grama Sabha, Gram Panchayat members are local self bodies. The secretary is not an elected person but is appointed by the government. The secretary is responsible for calling the meeting of the Grama Sabha and Gram Panchayat and keeping a record of the proceedings. So 40% who are you? 40% you are there, no? Give me your name. So he will make a record. He will take the signature. So that after 6 years, if a audit happened, if some complaint raised, then they will open this record and they will check. So who people supported for sanitation? Yes, correct. Who will be making the records? Panchayat secretary. It is a player where all plans for the works of Gram Panchayat are placed before the people. The Gram Sabha prevents the Panchayat from doing wrong things like misusing money or favoring certain people. For example, now they got 5 lakhs rupees. Who? Gram Panchayat. Gram Panchayat got. Who decided sanitation we are going to do? Grama Sabha decided. So money who will be implementing it? Gram Panchayat. So they will take the 5 lakhs. The Gram Panchayat people will go and they will construct sanitation facility and they will come back. And they will tell to the Grama Sabha. See, last Grama Sabha meeting, We discussed about sanitation facility, 5 lakhs rupees we spend. If you want, you can go and check and come. After you are successful, you are happy, then keep a signature. That is called a social audit. So all the Gram Sabha members, yes, sanitation was being successfully constructed by Gram Panchayat people. Another evidence that for sanitation, approval is given by Gram Sabha, sanitation is being constructed successfully by proof, hence proved. So in this way, the local bodies will be functioning. So 3 bodies will be there. One is Gram Sabha, another is Gram Panchayat, other will be Panchayat Secretary. Panchayat Secretary is a record keeper. Why? Because without keeping record, there will be no evidence for future. We will have Panchayat Secretary now in our villages. Recruitment will come from State Public Service Commission, Panchayat Secretary, Gram Panchayat. All the ward members and the Sarpanch together is called as Gram Panchayat. These people will be implementing. These people will be in action. These people will be the people who will be doing actions are Gram Panchayat. Means regularly one of the main tasks is to implement. Their main task is what? Implement. They implement development programs for all villages that come under it. The work of the Gram Panchayat has to be approved by the Gram Sabha. So, just implementer is Gram Panchayat. But who is a policy maker? Gram Sabha. Work of the Gram Panchayat. So, they are the implementers. They do the actions. They do the functions. They spend. They are the implementers. That is the main functions of Gram Panchayat. What are the sources funds for Panchayat? From where they will get the money? Sometimes they collect taxes. Collection of taxes on the house. Market, angadi. Markets will be there. Sometimes Gram Panchayat will come and take money. Every week you are keeping market, no? Give your 20 rupees charge. So, collection of taxes. Government scheme funds received through various departments of the government, through Janpad and Jilla Parishad, donations for community works, sometimes finance commissions will give, sometimes state government will give, sometimes central government will give. These are all the funds for Gram Panchayat. So, funds will be delivered to Gram Panchayat, but that funds will be implemented according to the decisions made by the, correct. 6th class student understood properly. Acha. So, there is something called as legislature, there is something called as executive, there is something called as government, there is something called as rules and regulations, which is called as laws. There is something called as local bodies, there is something called as Gram Sabha, there is something called as Gram Panchayat, there is something called as democracy, there is something called as monarchy. This much knowledge he got. Now you tell him. So how the local administration will be running? Answer writing will be completed. There will be a Gram Sabha, there will be a Gram Panchayat. Gram Sabha is a body whose age is more than 18 years and whose name is present in the electoral list of the village. Gram Panchayat is a ward members which is headed by the Sarpanch is called as Gram Panchayat. Gram Sabha will be making all the resolutions and all the policies will be made by Gram Sabha, and the policies made by the Gram Sabha will be implemented by Gram Panchayat. Hence, the checker for Gram Panchayat is Gram Sabha, and there will be a Panchayat secretary who will be making the records of the functioning of Gram Sabha and Gram Panchayat. 1 page answer complete. Answer writing is that much only. This is answer writing, that's it. The same you have to write answer. Now I written, no, the same thing you have to put it in the paper. This is complete functioning of public local self-government. What I told now, this is the functioning of local self-government. In UPSC interview also this question they will ask. UPSC mains also they will ask this question. UPSC prelims also same question they will ask. Basics is oxygen. When your basics are strong, for me also, if basics are strong, if you are riding scooty, if your basics are not strong, then you will keep your 2 legs down and you will stop the vehicle. Then what will happen? Chappal will go, but bike will not stop. Why? Because problem is with, you have to apply brake, not you should not keep your. 3 levels of panchayats are there. How many levels of panchayats are there? 3 levels of governments are there and 3 levels of panchayats are there. I will use this space. 3 levels of governments are there. 3 levels of government are there. 3 levels of panchayat are there. 3 levels of panchayat are there. What are the 3 levels of government? There is central, there is state, there is local. So 3 levels of governments are there in India or any country, but India point of view only. 3 levels of governments are there: central, state and local government. 3 levels of panchayat are there. What are the 3 levels of panchayat? Village, block, district. Village level, gram level; block level, mandal level; district level, jilla level. So 3 levels of panchayats are there. 3 levels of governments are there. Remember, for lifelong, only 3 levels of governments are there. One is at the center, other is at the state, other is at the local. 3 levels of panchayats are there. One is at the village, other is at the mandal, other is at the district. District also comes under Panchayati Raj system only. District, mandal, village comes under Panchayati Raj system. The Panchayati Raj system is a process through which people participate in their own government. People are participating in their own government or not? Who is making resolution for 5 lakhs? Grama Sabha members, villagers themselves. For what they have to use, who decided? They themselves, villagers themselves decided for what purpose this 5 lakhs should be used. No one decided from top. They themselves on majority basis decided that for this 5 lakhs rupees will be used for. In rural areas, the Gram Panchayat is the first tier of level of democratic government. The Panchs are the Gram Panchayat are answerable to the Grama Sabha because it is the members of the Grama Sabha who elected Gram Panchayat. Level 2, block level, which is called Janpad Panchayat or Mandal Praja Parishad or Mandal Panchayat or Panchayat Samiti. It has many Gram Panchayats under. Mandal Panchayat will be there. MPP, Mandal Praja Parishad we call. MPP, Mandal Praja Parishad, in which 10 villages will be there. That will be one mandal. In that one mandal, one MPP, Mandal Praja Parishad or MPTC. Mandal Parishad Territorial Constituency, MPTC. One MPTC will be there from every village. So that is called as Mandal Praja Parishad for that mandal. So all the village representatives will be present in the MPP. They will be discussing about the development which need to be happened in that village. So that is called as Mandal Praja Parishad, number 2. Number 3, District Panchayat or Jilla Parishad. This is above the Panchayat Samiti. Now at Jilla level there will be a Jilla Praja Parishad, ZPP. There will be a Jilla Praja Parishad. In that Jilla Praja Parishad there will be MPTC members. From one mandal, one member. From one mandal, one member. From one mandal, one member. So every member who is representative of the mandal name will be called as ZPTC. One ZPTC, one ZPTC, one ZPTC, one ZPTC. These all ZPTCs will be sitting in Jilla Praja. So at village level, there will be Gram Panchayat. At mandal level, there will be Mandal Praja Parishad. At Jilla level, there will be Jilla Praja. In Mandal Praja Parishad, who will be there? MPTC will be there. In Jilla Praja Parishad, who will be there? ZPTC will be there. ZPTC will be the representative of mandal. MPTC will be the representative of, we will go to village, we will tell no. One person will come with white shirt, white point, he will come, who? MPTC, ZPTC. So, Jilla level, mandal level, village level. Jilla level, mandal level, village level. Mandal level is called as block or MPP. Jilla level is called as district or ZPP. In village level, it is called as Gram Panchayat. So 3 levels of bodies are there: Gram Panchayat, MPP, ZPP, and the members will be called as Grama Sabha members or Gram Panchayat members, MPTCs and ZPTCs. That is called as 3 levels of Panchayat. And before it is called as 3 levels of government. 3 levels of governments are center, state and local. Center, state and local. 3 levels of Panchayat is village level, mandal level and makes development plans at the district level with the help of Panchayat Samitis. It also regulates the money distribution among all the Gram Panchayats. So Jilla Praja Parishad will be the deciding factor how much funds should go to the, why? Because Chief Executive Officer of Jilla Praja Parishad is district collector. So levels of government: union government, I hope it is visible. Union government responsible of administration of the country is called as union government. State government responsible for administration and governance of the state. Local government responsible of administration and government at the local level, which is a Panchayati Raj and municipality. Panchayati Raj and municipality. Union level, state level and local level. Union government, state government and local government. 3 levels of government. 3 levels of Panchayat is village level, mandal level, rural livelihood. Oh sir, I got it. Now the 6th class student is asking that, tell me more. Sir, tell me more about rural life. So there is something called as rural livelihood. What is rural livelihood? What is their main basic bread and butter? Agriculture. Agriculture. 80% of the rural people depends upon agriculture. 40% of the people doesn't have agriculture, agriculture laborers. For them, agriculture is not for business. For them, agriculture is not just for livelihood. Agriculture is something part of life. Agriculture is part of life. It is part of their philosophy. It is part of their ideology. So I am telling the 6th class student about the rural livelihood. Rural livelihood. People do different kinds of work, farm work, non-farm work, livelihood. Many earn their living by agriculture. Few own land, 20%. Others are landless, 80% are landless. When there is no work in the farm, they have to find work outside. They get loans to meet up their needs. Poor families collecting firewood, getting water. And nearly 2/5 means how much? 40%. 2/5 of the rural families are agriculture laborers in our 40% of the families are agriculture laborers. Means they don't have their own. That is the livelihood pattern in not being able to earn money throughout the year. They travel in search of work. So every time. Why? Because they will do agriculture when and only when there is monsoon. If there is no monsoon, they will search for employment. Rural administration. Then how the rural administration is there? 6 lakhs gram panchayats are there in India. Remember this. Every time it will come. How many gram panchayats are there in India? 6 lakhs gram panchayats are there in India. 6 lakhs villages, 6 lakhs gram panchayats in India. Sir, village means gram panchayat. Taking care of the needs for water, electricity, connections, etc., road connections, etc. Land records have to be maintained and conflicts to be dealt with. Police maintains law and order. Every police station and area that come under that particular village. Maintenance of land records, measuring land and keeping land records is the main work of patwari. There will be a patwari who will be surveying the village land and he will be maintaining the records of the village land. Who is the owner, who from whom to whom the sale has been happened, which is called as what? Pani. Pani. One by one. Panis it is called as. So these panis all are maintained by whom? Patwari. So the land related issues in village is dealt by patwari. For every patwari, 10 to 15 villages will be given. So 10 to 15 villages, all land disputes and land deals will be done by patwari. Is known by different names in different states. In some villages, some officers called Lekpal, also known as Kanungo or Karmachari or village officers. Each patwari is responsible for a group of villages. Maintains and updates the records of village. What records? Land records. Also responsible for collecting land revenues from farmers and providing information to the government about the crops grown in the area. That is a major function of patwari. In village we will call no patwari. Earlier system, now the names has been changed, patwari. Now he is called as village revenue officer. Now his name is called as village revenue officer, earlier called as patwari. Village administration, rural administration. That patwari will maintain and update the records of village. The map and the corresponding details from the register are small part of the records. There is something called as map they will have you seen, which is called as Naksha. Every village revenue officer go to a Gram Panchayat office. You ask the Gram Panchayat office, can I get the land survey report of our village? He will name it as Naksha. That will be present with patwari. Also responsible for collecting land revenue from farmers and providing information to the government about the crops grown in the area. All states are divided into districts. For managing matters related to the land, these districts are further subdivided into mandals. So district, mandals, villages, districts are headed by district collectors, mandals are headed by mandal revenue officers, villages are headed by village revenue officers. So the rural administration is streamlined like this. From beginning, it is village revenue officer. Now, Panchayat secretary is a secretary to the Gram Panchayat. Will not have the record of the village. Who will be having the record of the village? Patwari. Who is patwari? Village revenue officer. So village revenue officer at the village level, mandal revenue officer at the mandal level, district collector at the district. There is a very good amendment happened. In NCERT books, inside some informations will be there in boxes. If you see NCERT book, this is one thing which is there in one box. So I thought it will be useful, so I am discussing about it. It is called as Hindu Succession Act 2005. What is Hindu Succession Act 2005? Already we have Hindu Succession Act 1955, which got amended in 2005. Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005. According to Hindu Succession Act, only only father earned property can be given to the daughter according to Hindu Succession Act of 1955. But Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005 told not only father, ancient property belongs to the grandfathers or great grandfathers, which is called as ancestral properties. Ancient properties or ancestral properties can also be given to daughter. But according to 1955 Hindu Succession Act, only father's property will be given to the daughter. Why? Because father earned, so daughter will get, but not ancestral. Ancestral will go only to the son. But 2005 Hindu Succession Amendment Act told that not only fathers but also ancestral property. Like for example, my grandfather had 10 hectares of land. Now my sister is asking for that property share. She will get according to Hindu Succession Act. If my father earned 10 hectares of land, so automatically she will get. Why? Because it is in the Hindu Succession Act of 1955. But my grandfathers also now she will get after Hindu Succession Act of 2005. Then 6th class student will ask, why such amendments, sir? It is equality. Why only son should get? Why not daughter? So there was a mistake. What? In Hindu Succession Act of 1955, they told only father's property will be shared with the daughter. So they corrected the mistake by making a amendment. What is that amendment? Not only father's property but also ancestral property. Sons, daughters and their mothers in Hindu families get an equal share in the land. The same law will apply to states and unitaries of the country. This law will benefit large number of women. Which property this is? Earlier it was only fathers. Urban livelihood and administration. Oh, like this, it is about rural administration. Okay, sir, understood about rural. Tell me something about urban. It is very boring. In urban, how it is there? Urban administration, 4th unit. 4th unit in 6th class NCERT. Urban livelihood. There are more than 5,000 towns and 27 big cities in India. Big cities like Chennai, Mumbai, Kolkata, Kanpur, etc. have more than million people living. Million means 10 lakhs and above. Vegetable vendor, flower shop, newspaper seller, auto rickshaw, cobbler, barber, etc. They all live in urban areas. People come from villages to cities since they do not get regular income and job in villages. So they come to urban areas. In a survey of Allahabad city, it was found that 12% of the workers in the city were people working on the street vendors. 12% of the job holders are street vendors. Cobbler, doing small balloon seller, ice cream seller, these all are street vendors. Ice cream is bandi ice cream. They sometimes sell things or repair them or provide a service. They work on their own. They have to organize their own work. The shops are temporary structures. Yes, sir, they are temporary or permanent? Temporary. They can be asked to dismantle their shops at any time by the police. They have no security. Yes, sir, no. Anytime they can be sent. So, I am telling the life to the 6th class student. So, urban area seems to be good, but there are some lives like street vendors who doesn't have any security, who doesn't have any permanent place. They have to run here and there, here and there, here and there. Unorganized workers are who? Street vendors. There are almost 1 crore street vendors in the country working in urban areas. With the effort of many organizations, it is now organized as a general benefit and as the right of people to earn their livelihood. The government is thinking about modifying the law that banned street vendors so that they have a place to work and that there is also a free flow of traffic and people. Now Government of India had legalized by an act called as Street Vendors Act. So now we are giving livelihood to the street vendors who are living in urban areas. So up to now I explained about the rural. To whom? To the 6th class. Now I am explaining about the urban. In urban, whose life is worst? Street vendors. Hawking zones have been suggested for towns and cities. It has been suggested that mobile vendors should be allowed to move around freely. The permanent shops are given license to do business by municipal corporations so that street vendors will get a permanent income. So like one ground will be chosen, one ground they can open their shops permanently, they can settle down as their own shops. So street vendors will be getting lively. Municipal corporations decides on which day of the week the markets has to be remain closed. Sunday. The markets have small office and shops that provide service such as banks, courier service, etc. In factories, people work in casual basis. There are no permanent jobs, no job security protection if there is. For example, in the shops, there will be permanent job, whether they are organized or they are temporary jobs. Temporary jobs. There is no job security. So their life will become more vulnerable, or they are more security oriented? Vulnerable. So in urban areas also, 6th class student, don't think urban areas are beautiful. In urban areas also, there are people like street vendors who doesn't have any security, who doesn't have organized life, who doesn't have proper income. They are also suffering like people who are living in rural area. So who will give the permission for these street vendors to settle down their shops? Municipal corporation, urban administration. So in the same way, how there is rural administration, there is something called as urban administration. How municipal corporation, for whom? For big cities. Municipalities, for whom? For towns. Municipalities. Nagar panchayats, for whom? Which are lesser than town. Nagar panchayats. So there are urban administrations like municipal corporations, like big cities like Hyderabad, Delhi, etc. There is municipalities like little bit more than town, less than city. Like what? Hayat Nagar, like Gatkesar, like anything, like Nagaram. These all are municipalities. What are Nagar Panchayat? Which are less than, which is little bit more than village, less than municipality. Those are called as Nagar Panchayat. These all are what? Municipal. A city is much bigger than a village. A municipal corporation, for a bigger organization that takes care of street light, garbage collection, water supply, keeping the streets and market clean, also responsible for ensuring the disease do not break out in the city, also run schools, hospitals and dispensaries, and make gardens and maintain them. In big cities it's called as municipal corporation, and small cities is called as municipality, municipal council. I will tell you for your understanding. For a municipal corporation, I will compare with village, you will understand. How in a village there is ward members, there is corporators in municipal corporation. Corporators. There will be corporators in a urban area for a municipal corporation. How there will be ward members in a village. How there will be a sarpanch in a village, there will be a mayor in a municipal corporation. This mayor in the municipal corporation will be elected by the corporators, but here the sarpanch in the village will be elected by the villagers. That is the difference. So the corporators, everyone will sit like a body, like Grama Sabha body. Here corporators will be sitting like a body, which is called as municipal council. They will sit together and they will make a policy, and that policy will be implemented by the mayor and the standing committee. Standing committee is a group of body which is made by the ward members, corporators, and they will be implementing it. Why? Because the numbers are more. Everyone cannot be implemented. So few members will be selected and the few members will be implementing it. That body is called as standing committee. Standing committee and mayor. Who will be overseeing it? Municipal commissioner. There who will be overseeing it? Panchayat secretary. Their small village, so Grama Sabha. Here all the members of corporator. It is called as municipal council. There it is called as Grama Sabha. But Grama Sabha, they are directly people. Here who? Corporators. Who will be implementing it? A standing committee will be finalized from the corporators. Those people will be implementing it. It is called a standing committee. Here it is called as Gram Panchayat, which is headed by whom? Sarpanch here. It is headed by whom? Mayor. Here it is overlooked by whom? Panchayat secretary. Here it is overlooked by whom? Municipal commissioner. For city, it is IAS officer. For municipality, it is group 1 officer. In this way, the administration will be running. The ward councillor and what I told, administrative staff. So the ward councillors, they will look after the park, they will look after the daily things which are necessary in the colony of the urban area. Whereas their ward member will be looking of the street of the village. He will be looking after the street and colonies of the urban area. Understand this. Grama Sabha, here municipal council, Gram Panchayat, standing committee, Sarpanch, mayor, Panchayat secretary, municipal commissioner, administrative body. Hyderabad you take, it is under GHMC, Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation. Corporators will be there, nearly 150 corporators are there. So this 150, so if I want to conduct all the people's aspiration, how I will collect? So these corporators are the representatives of that colonies. So these all corporators will sit like a Grama Sabha. So this Grama Sabha body is in village, here the corporators body is same like Grama Sabha in urban area. This corporator body is called as municipal council. In that corporators, I will choose 10 to 15 people who will be implementing it. That body is called as standing committee. Here it is called as Gram Panchayat. Who is the head of here? Sarpanch. Here, mayor. Same, just we have to compare. Then funds, how they will get? Same like there. Taxes. Collects then, a tax is sum of money that people pay to the government for the service government provide, like property tax. You know, for this building there will be a property tax which we will pay to GHMC. Property tax, water tax, taxes for other service like dustbin, like sanitation, property tax from only 20 to 30% of the money that a municipal corporation earns. There are other taxes for education, other amenities for subcontract. There is a concept which is called as subcontracting. What is this subcontracting? Once upon a time, sweepers of the road, sanitation cleaners were government jobs. So when they get government jobs, people will not work effectively when the job become permanent. They will act till it become permanent. Once it become permanent, no one will listen. So government understood it, and government what they did, they contracting it like company. See, you are X company. What you do? This complete Mushirabad area, Ashok Nagar area, Gandhi Nagar area, complete cleaning this company should do. I will give you monthly 10 lakhs rupees. You recruit, you make them to clean, they all people will work for you, but I will pay for you. It is called as subcontract. So I will contract to a company, and this company will subcontract to the local people, sweepers on temporary jobs. So nowadays in all the municipal corporations, what is the culture came into existing is subcontract. I'm a company, for example, cleanliness company. What I will do? GHMC will pay me. So what? Oh, this area, 2 square kilometers area, I will recruit 50 sweepers. So I am a private man. So I will pay them according to their performance, or as fixed I will pay them performance. If it is a government job, whatever may be the performance, I will pay them. So where the more quality thing will happen? In contract or in government? Contract. So now the concept is subcontract in all the municipal corporate. Work of municipal, for example, I will give you one case study. What happened in Surat in 1994? Surat, which state? Gujarat. Surat was notorious, means badly famous. For what? Uncleanliness. Everywhere garbage, everywhere dustbin, everywhere open defecation, everywhere very, very worst roads. Plague disease came. Plague disease. Nearly 3 lakh families went away from Surat because of plague disease. Plague is communicable disease. In 1994, people are running away from Surat. Surat is a business center. People are running and again coming. Why? Because business will happen in Surat. Plague has been widespread. The government is trying to control, but it is not controlling. Why? Because the cleanliness is very, very bad. Then one municipal commissioner came and he completely given importance for cleanliness. And now the Surat is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan rank 1. So how a city which was once upon a time plague ridden city, now it is plague free as well as Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. How? Because of proper municipal corporation. So if the municipal corporation functions properly, then there will be no diseases like plague. Once upon a time, the municipal corporation which was not functioning properly in Surat, it affected with, see, the city of Surat had a plague scare in 1994. Surat was one of the dirtiest cities in India. Houses, hotels and restaurants would dump their garbage into the nearest drain or streets, which made it very difficult for sweepers to collect and transfer the garbage into selected dumps. In addition to this, the municipal corporation did not collect the garbage as often it should have. Plague spreads through air and people have the disease. In Surat, several people lost their lives and over 3 lakhs people deserted their lives. The scares of plague ensured that the municipal corporation completely cleaned up the city. Then municipal corporation took the duty and completely cleaned, and now it is one of the best city. So it is worst city, best city. Because of whom? So through this case study, what I am telling you, the importance of municipal corporation. Some MCQs we will. Tell me. Answer. Does group of villages is nothing but mandal, correct? Tell me answer. Mayor is elected, commissioner is IAS officer, means appointed. Tell me the answer. Ladakh is also called as Little Tibet. Local version of Tibetan national epic, the Kesar Saga, are performed and sung by both Muslims and Buddhists in Ladakh. Why I am telling this? One small article was present in 6th NCERT. So through MCQ I will tell you, I thought. So Ladakh is also called as Little Tibet. Local version of Tibetan national epic, the Kesar Saga, local language, local epic of Ladakh is Kesar Saga, are performed and sung by both the religion, Buddhism and Muslims. Diversity. So which is correct? Both 1 and 2. Whatever is present in NCERT books are important, so I want to tell you. Ladakh is also called as Little Tibet. There is a epic called as Kesar Saga, which is sung by both the religion, not only by one religion, by both the religion. And one more. Ladakh, Kerala, both are in different places, but both are got impacted by Muslims. Yes or no? There from Afghanistan, from down from Arabian Sea. Statement: Ladakh is a desert in the mountains in the east of Jammu and Kashmir. Buddhism reached Tibet via Ladakh. Ladakh is also called as Little Tibet. Ladakh has very rich oral traditions of songs and poems. Local version of Tibetan national epic, the Kesar Saga, is performed and sung by both Muslims and Buddhists. Next, which is Secretary of the Grama Sabha is responsible for calling the meeting of the Grama Sabha. Grama Sabha is a meeting of all adults who live in the area covered by Panchayat, and this would be the only one village or a few villages, which is incorrect. Secretary of the Grama Sabha is responsible for calling the meeting of the Grama Sabha. Yes or no? Answer is true or false? Answer is, the statement is true or false? True. Number 1. Number 2, Grama Sabha is a meeting of all adults who live in the area covered by a Panchayat, and this would be only one village or a few villages. Sometimes what happens, when the village is small, 2-3 villages also constitute one Grama Sabha. So both the statements are correct, but answer they asked is incorrect. So answer is none. Understand? Secretary means a officer. Hey, everyone come tomorrow, there is a Grama Sabha means, who will tell? Officer will go and tell. So secretary will be calling for a Grama Sabha. Sometimes the village is small, so 2-3 villages will form one Gram Panchayat. So it's not compulsory one village, it can be a combination of both the statements are correct. The secretary is responsible for calling the meeting of the Grama Sabha. It is a meeting of all adults who live in the area covered by a Panchayat. This could be only one village or a, if the village is small, then there can be 2 or more. Third question. We will do MCQs also daily. What is universal adult? Every citizen above 18 years has the right to vote. Universal adult suffrage, all irrespective of gender. No discrimination based upon gender. D. Next. The African National Congress, a group of people who led the struggle against apartheid. Their most well-known leader, Nelson Mandela, fought the apartheid system several years. 1980, South Africa became a democratic country in which people, all races are considered equal. Answer is 1992 or 94. Answer is, everything is correct, but here it is 1994. Next, last question. Means both are correct. So answer is neither one nor two. Not correct. This is end of 6th. What are all we discussed? Okay. From next class onwards, what I will do? Next class onwards, that day current affairs which came in the newspaper also I will discuss. In that day, newspaper items which all came, I will discuss. I will do quick summary within 5 to 6, 7 minutes. This I will discuss, and then I will go into the subject from next class. Okay. You also, if you read and come, no, then there will be synchronization. Newspaper, not this. Newspaper, if you read and come, no, you will have a synchronization. How to read newspaper also, we will have one class. Okay. Thank you.